Hi, guys. Welcome back to She Became Me, where we unlock pain, passion, and power. My name is Martina Rogers, and I'm your host. And my co host is Rodnika Howe
Hey guys.
and Yolanda J. Brown.
Hello, everyone.
And our guest today is Jasmine Gamble.
Hello.
Hey, Jasmine, how are
Hey,
you?
Jasmine.
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
Great, great.
Good.
Well, I want to um, kind of let the audience know that this is our new format that we're going through for social distancing, and we're coming to you guys from the comfort of our homes. Hope you guys are relaxing and be able to enjoy the show. And today, our show is going to be about what brings us fears, what makes us feel secure, and the topic is going to be finding my light. So, Jasmine, give us a little bit about how finding your light and how that pertains to what brings you fear. So, we'll just kind of talk about that first. And then, tell us, audience, a little bit about yourself. Who is Jasmine?
So, I am Jasmine Gamble. I am originally from Cincinnati, Ohio. I moved here after graduating college in Fort Wayne. Um, and now I work as a youth mentor, a home based caseworker, and I'm also a competitive cheerleading and tumbling coach. So I work with a lot of girls who are dancers, cheerleaders, and gymnasts, and I train them and help them reach their highest potential.
Okay. Okay. So, um, give us a little bit about, finding your light and about what brings fears, things that you may be afraid of or become fearful of.
So I feel like this Finding My Light is the perfect title for this episode because I the thing that brings me fear is not being able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. When I'm constantly working or pushing myself to be better, it's hard for me to. Sometimes I get in a rut, and it's hard for me to continue going forward because I don't know what my ending is going to look like. I don't know if all the hard work and passion that I've put into things is really going to come to light. So that's what
Okay.
brings me fear, is not
Right.
knowing the end result.
Okay. So do you have any specifics to like why you feel fearful of like, when not able to relax, in that process?
Failure. I don't want to be a failure. Um,
Okay.
and I know that the path to success is not always a straight and clear one without any bumps or bruises along the way, but I don't like getting those bumps and bruises. I wish it was an easy path to get along. But my faith keeps me on track and keeps me moving
Okay.
forward.
Okay. So, well, I know that you have had, in the past, maybe some struggles with depression,
hmm
or some things along those lines. Can you
hmm
share with us, how you work through those situations?
So whenever I get in those moods where I'm just down and I can't see my light, I ask myself, is it something that I can control? And if it's something that I can control, what can I be doing to make the situation better? Um, and if it's something that I can't control, then I know that I need to leave it in God's hands and pray about it and keep doing the work, because work without prayer or prayer without work isn't going to get you anywhere.
Okay. Okay. You guys have any questions for Jasmine on
Mhm.
some of the things that brings her fear? Go right ahead.
Yeah. I just wanted to ask Jasmine, who has been some of your mentors along the way? Like who has like poured into you um on your journey?
Miss Tina.
Miss Tina. Oh, Miss
Yes,
Tina.
Miss Tina. I met Miss Tina when I first moved down here and got my first job, my first big girl job right
Okay.
out of college. And she, I don't think she knows how much she has inspired me throughout these years. And I just really appreciate that.
Oh,
Before
thank
I
you.
met Miss Tina, it was my cheer coaches along the way. I had a coach in college who pushed me to my limit, and
Mhm.
I was ready to just give up. But she was able to see the potential I had, and she guided me through my college years, and she was my biggest inspiration on top of my mom too. I've never
Okay.
seen my mom give up. I've never seen my mom fail. So she sets the bar really high.
Okay.
Okay.
That's awesome. Um, Jasmine, you with you being a cheerleading coach and a mentor yourself, and your energy is just so positive, and it
Mhm.
seems that you're naturally an encourager. And so
Mhm.
during this time of the pandemic, what are, just in case there are some younger viewers that are watching, and you mentioned something so profound for this time about finding finding fear of not finding that light at the end of the
Mhm.
tunnel.
Mhm.
And so how do you encourage young people to see the positives, kind of like the silver lining in this pandemic with so much negativity and things that are happening right now?
I'm still seen as like an outlet for a lot of kids to get energy out. I do like a lot of one-on-one stuff, and one of the things that I've incorporated with some of my training is progress reports. Because with kids, I feel like they need to see what progress they've made in order for them to keep going.
Mhm.
With my kids, I do like 30-day goals, and I set three different types of goals with them, so that no matter what, by the end of the month, they're reaching at least one of those goals,
Okay.
and they get a reward. Um, and I also have like a quote of the week that I'll use with each of my athletes, and it's individualized to them. It's not the same quote for everybody. Um, it I make sure it's a quote that um, would help them get through whatever they're going through that week.
That's
Yeah,
great.
that's
Thank
great.
you.
That is great. So, Jasmine, I just saw recently that you did a mentorship in a
Mhm.
tumbling session with, I want to say, is it Crowns of Tears or that
Tears to
group,
crown.
Tears of Crowns? I
Hmm.
thought that was so awesome that I saw you posted up that you had the young ladies write a letter to themselves, and
Mhm.
I was blown away that they did such a good job at such a young age. Because I wish somebody had told me to start that process at that young of an age to even start thinking about writing a letter to myself to keep me, grounded and looking at what steps I'm going to take and to be more aware of, my progress and where I'm at in life. So I thought that was just really awesome.
Thank you. It was very inspiring to be able to do that for those girls too. Um, from that, from that mentorship, I had, I think, three or four of the girls actually sign up for sessions and clinics. So
Okay.
that
Yes.
was, yeah, I knew
Oh,
that I,
and by the way, I meant to mention to our audience that Jasmine is a contributing author to She Became Me.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I didn't put that in there yet. So that is what she had the girls do, because she is an author of She Became Me. So she passed that along to the girls with her mentorship. So that was absolute wonderful way to incorporate, part of what you're doing and sharing it and giving back to the next generation. So that was just a great idea.
thank you.
Okay,
Jasmine, in
so
your bio, oh, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, Yolanda.
I was just gonna say in your bio, you quoted, God wouldn't put me here to fight this war if he didn't create me for it.
Mhm.
And such a powerful quote as it relates to resilience.
Mhm.
And, when I'd like you to encourage other mentors because you have, talked about mentors like Tina and your coaches that have inspired you. And I think it's really important that adults and caring adults, mentors, coaches, leaders, anyone working with youth right now, that they tap into their own ability to build their resilience. And can you give, and I'm saying this because everyone doesn't always have it. I'm just going to be transparent about that. Um, Everyone leads with heart, which is important,
Yes.
but really having the resilience to do the work and get in it, and self work is important, and that's what's so inspiring to me about your story, because you have made it clear that you've done the personal work, you've
Mhm.
done the internal work so that you can be better for young people. And so, can you give just some encouraging words to other adults and mentors who may be struggling in that area?
Um, I would say it's like the ugly duckling. Everything starts off, doesn't always start off perfect. That ugly duckling goes through life and grows and becomes that pretty duck.
Mhm.
And it's just my faith is really what pushed me, and wanting better for myself. The I guess the thing that I could say is, um, or the advice I could give to other people is, you can't rely on anybody else. When it's all said and done, at the end of your day, the only person that is there with you in that room is you and God. And those are the people you got to rely on, whether it's family, friends, who you feel like are there. You always have to be, you have to think of yourself first, put yourself first.
That's right.
And if you're not putting yourself first, you can't pour into other people the
Mhm.
way that you would like to pour into other people.
Right.
So,
That's good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
mhm.
Okay, so Jasmine, tell us a little bit about what makes you feel secure. Have you gotten to that point that you do have some things that make you feel safe and secure?
um, I'm still working on that.
Okay. But you're very
Um,
young. You got a lot of
Mhm.
time, but you are
mhm,
further down the track than a lot of people that's your age, but at least you're working on it. So,
mhm. I have a therapist that I talk to on a weekly basis,
okay.
um, once a week, and that really keeps me grounded, along with my faith, and
Mhm.
just trying to stay positive. I guess my security really comes, it's so generic, but it really comes from the Lord. It really does.
Okay.
It really does.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah,
I call
Yeah.
that the source. I call that the
Yeah.
exactly.
source. And I say you must stay
Mm.
connected to the source. That's what's going to keep you charged and recharged. Nobody
Mhm.
else can recharge you. Uh, like, just going to your faith base and for your recharge, that's going to be the strongest, in my opinion. So,
Mhm.
Yeah, because I
I,
can
mhm,
feel when I'm not connected. When
right.
I'm
Mhm.
not connected, I'm not me. I'm not doing what I need to do
Hmm.
to keep myself leveled. So,
Okay.
Jasmine, I hear you talked about taking care of you first, or you know, other mentors taking care of themselves first so that they will be able to take care of others. What are some things that you do just things that you love to do for yourself, like as far as like self-care.
So actually, just last weekend, I went to Barnes and Nobles and picked up a few books because I
Mhm.
used to like to read when I was little, and I really have gotten away from that. So I picked up like 3 books last weekend, and I read every night before I go to bed now.
Okay.
Um, I, like I said, I see a therapist um, once a week. Um, I take time out of my weekends and stuff to go and pamper myself
Good.
too. So
Yeah.
I don't feel guilty about spending money.
Good.
I think that's amazing that you see a therapist. As we all know, that is huge in the Black community. Um, when I hear people say, people of color say, I'm taking up professional counseling and those things, I'm really happy to hear that because it's kind of a thing that's considered to be weak, by a
Mhm.
lot of people to do that. But I actually feel like it's a strong thing to do, and it
Mhm.
takes a lot of courage and strength to say that I want to nourish my mind, and my
Mhm.
mental and emotional abilities. So kudos to you for being strong enough and taking those steps to do that.
Thank you. My mom's
Yes.
following in my footsteps now too.
Oh,
Hey,
that's
oh, okay,
That's
awesome.
okay,
good.
okay.
Yeah.
It's great. Okay, so we're going to move to the part of the show now that we refer to as she mail. And as you guys can see, we have viewers, they write in, they email us, and they give us, questions, concerns, and things that they would like to hear our opinion about. And it's just that our opinion. And we're going to
Mhm.
have you join in, Jasmine, as well, with your
Okay.
opinion of the she-mail questions. But first, Jasmine, I just thought about something. Give our viewers a little quick snapshot of your book, your story in the book She Became Me, like the
Mhm.
title, and just kind of what inspired you and what was your story was about, and She Became Me.
Okay. So my title was "We Grow Through What We Go Through."
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Um, I made my chapter very general
Mm-hmm.
in terms so that I could be able to share my letter with the girls that I train and mentor. So I've given a lot of the books away to the girls that I train so that they can read it and possibly become inspired.
Mm-hmm.
But my message in the book was self love, loving yourself unconditionally, and having a strong faith and strong connection with God.
Okay. That
Excellent.
that lines right up with what you've been, speaking about.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, we're gonna go ahead now, and I'm gonna shake up this mailbox, and we're gonna do maybe I think we got time for maybe a couple of questions, and we'll see what we pull out of here today. Most times the questions are pretty interesting. So let's see, what do we got here? Would you choose financial security over love? Would you choose financial security over or love? I'm sorry, or love. Would you choose financial security or love? Who wants to go first? Don't everybody jump at once.
Would it be
So
love from outside people? Because I could care less about that.
Right.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
that, it was just that's how it was stated. But I would probably think when people usually compare love to finances, I'm thinking that more along the terms of relationships. Because a lot of people may want the financial security, and then they may have, a situation where They have more genuine, connection with love and emotional connection. But a person may not be financially stable or secure. But I'm thinking that's what they were probably referring to. This.
Well, I'm going to play, you know, in a relationship, it takes a number of things. So I wouldn't want one or the other. I want the full package. So
Right.
I don't want to choose over financial or love, because both of those are
Hmm.
two important parts of a relationship. If you're talking
Right.
about a spousal relationship or
Right. Right.
whatever.
Right.
But yeah, that's, I mean, I don't want to choose because it's a part of it should be a part of the
Yeah.
package, and it's one
Right.
other that's out. So
Right. Right.
it's normally three components that make up or the relationship. So
What are
um
those? Share them with our viewers because somebody may want
well,
to know.
there's communication, there's the financial piece, and then there's the intimacy piece. So
Yeah.
there's love, that's a part of the love piece,
Hmm.
but I don't think a person should have to choose which one that they would rather have, because I feel like if you're in a relationship that's been a true relationship,
Hmm.
that God has ordained, I think that, hey, that's all a part of the
Hmm.
the package. So
Right.
Right.
I agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Ranika.
All right, Ronika. You said a word right there. Uh, no, that is so good because, um, as a single woman,
mhm.
I wrote this in a book actually, and it's a family show. So I'm just
Hmm.
gonna say that I had, as a single woman, I had three F's that were
Uh-huh.
required
Uh-huh.
in
Mhm.
dating.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Fund, FUND,
Oh,
feed,
fun.
feed, FEED, and bleep.
And yes,
I'm gonna leave it at that. The
yep,
Okay.
intimacy piece, or lack thereof, who knows? But we're
Yeah.
real on this show, right?
Right.
right.
And
Right.
so,
Right.
as a
Right.
single woman and doing things that were really ungodly,
Yeah.
ungodly values around relationships, depending on where your values are, determines where you fall with that question.
Mhm.
And
Mm,
so, in
Yeah.
growth, in my relationship with God, I mean, and that's just the truth. My values changed and what I looked for changed. Now, we all love to be financially secure, right?
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
Right.
know, and I'm just gonna. This question is big, y'all. I mean,
Yeah.
y'all touched something here because and I made poor financial decisions earlier on, and as a single woman, and so you got to get your own house in order
Yeah.
when you talk about financial security.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before you necessarily seek a savior in that area. That's the way I look
right.
at it.
For
Preach.
real though.
And
Now she's
so
Right.
preaching.
when me and my husband started going through counseling, this was a big topic, the financial piece.
Hmm.
And so I want it all. I want love. I want fulfillment in all areas, because who doesn't want to be secure, but also being comfortable with building with someone.
Yes.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
Yes.
you got the love, then you're going to build together. You're going to do great things together, which will
Right.
Right.
ultimately lead to deeper love and, greater financial security together. Great question.
Great
What you
question.
got? Talk to us.
Come on, Tina.
Bring it on
Well.
home.
Well. I'm thinking. I agree definitely with what you guys said, but here's one for me is respect. Because I think once you respect a person, all those things will fall in place. And what I mean
Hmm.
by that is if a person's not financially stable, they won't gain your respect. If a
Mhm.
person's constantly losing jobs, not doing the things to be accountable, to be responsible, to have, and being financially stable does not mean you have to be wealthy.
Right.
It's just mean that you're being responsible with what you have.
Mhm.
Because I have seen people with less accomplish more than people
Yeah.
that has more money. They just throwing it away and not accountable or responsible with it, they still have anything to show for it. So
Mhm.
at the end of the day, I feel like if I can respect a person, then all that is going to fall in line. Because you not, if I don't respect you, you're not going to gain my love, trust, or none of those things. So for me, the biggest thing is like look to build respect for someone, because when you can respect a person, everything else is automatic. Because
Mhm.
those are the reasons why they have your respect. Because those things are
Mhm.
the responsibility and accountability is already there, which would include those things. And from that, I think you would. That's where the love will come out of respecting a person, and especially, like you said, if God put you together, He knows your heart, He knows what you desire, and then that's part of why that is working, because that was meant for you. So that's a clue that maybe you shouldn't try to force situations that's not meant for you, because if it's not working out and if they don't have your respect, then that may be a big flag that this is not for you.
Good.
So,
Good.
you got something for us, Jasmine?
Um, I'm gonna throw the young card in there.
Okay,
Come
okay.
on.
We come on. We
Bring
need
it.
that.
So,
We need the millennials.
Yes.
so um, I don't, like Ronika said, I don't think that I could choose between love and financial stability. I
Mhm.
know that for myself, financial stability is very important. So that's why I strive to make sure that I'm always okay, so
Mhm.
that I don't have to depend on nobody else to
Right,
help me make ends meet. So,
right,
Mhm.
right.
um, and a little bit of what you said, Miss Tina, like if somebody comes to me and they're not, I, I feel like they would have to be on my financial stability level for
Yeah,
me to be able um, to begin an intimate relationship with them, because I'm not
yeah,
about to be supporting you.
right.
Not like that, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I don't know.
That's
I,
real.
I mean,
It's real.
definitely.
Keep it real.
Yeah,
Because I
definitely.
don't, I'm not going to depend on you to come through for bills and stuff that I've created for myself. So
Hmm.
don't expect me to come through on bills that you've created for yourself before you even met me. So,
Right, right. Yeah. Okay,
It's good.
good. That's good. Okay, I think we got time for one more. But look, so that question seemed very simple, but it became kind of in depth.
complex.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see what else. I told you sometimes they send some really interesting things. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay. Oh my.
No.
Okay, now, now,
Here
now
we
let
go.
me now let me get this one right, because this is gonna be a doozy. Okay. If a married person brings their side piece to your house, would you welcome them?
What? No.
That's
If
gonna be
a
a
I'm
married
sorry.
person brings their side piece to your house, would you welcome them?
Why does he have a side piece if he's married?
that's the first
Now
question.
you might want to pose that question to a lot of people.
Yeah, that's the first
Oh
question,
Lord.
Jasmine. Why does he have a side piece? Number one, if he's married, and then two, you mean bring to my house or
Yeah.
show up at y'all's house? Because yeah.
Well, I'm not participating in that. I guess the
No.
hard part would be is that I think that people would, if people, well, people may try that all the time, but I think that people try that because they think that you wouldn't have the courage or the nerves to just say, you know,
Something.
yeah, to say something that you would just say, okay, just come on in. So sometimes people shock you, but I think I would have to stop and say, that I don't welcome this in my home, so you're not gonna be able to come in, stay, or whatever, because I'm not gonna participate in that.
And
Hmm.
he can get out too.
I mean,
Yeah.
oh yeah, both of them need to go. Well, you
Yeah.
stop them at
The
the door
door.
Yeah.
unless they got in to your, event or your home or whatever, and you didn't know. But once that they got in, you need to pull them to the side and say, this is not welcome here. You guys need to go.
And clearly, if that person shows up with their side piece, in their minds, they're going to they're in an environment where it's, welcomed anyway, because
Yeah.
most of the times
Right.
people are going to know that is just a no. And if you do show up to a place with your side piece, 9 times out of 10, it's not the first time that you showed up with your
Yeah.
side piece.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I
and
mean,
it's
I agree.
welcome. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's about, again, it's a values proposition.
Yeah.
If no one in my life would do that.
Yeah.
No.
Well, they may be a friend of a friend and just show up.
Yeah.
but
That's
Yeah.
true.
I
I
feel like
mean,
you
I could
gotta.
read that
But
though.
but
Yeah.
you really just gotta have the nerve and the courage to just do the right thing.
Yeah.
And it may be uncomfortable, but I think it has to be done.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So that's for sure. Well, that one was
and
quick.
honesty
That one was
between friends, honesty between friends
Yeah.
matters. Because
Yeah.
again,
yeah,
I talk from, I'm always going to be real and I'm not going to be
yeah,
non-authentic. I'm not going to say that I've not been in those scenarios.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think we've
You know what
all
I mean?
been
And so
there.
I think you just, again, there's a time in your life, it comes with
yep,
maturity and shifting
Hmm.
yeah,
of what you value, and having crucial conversations, with
Yeah.
the people in your life to say,
yep,
this doesn't work. This
That's
right,
is
true.
unacceptable.
That's
right,
true.
right.
Hmm.
Yep, you gotta do that on your own time. Don't involve me.
Hmm.
Definitely.
Right.
So,
Get it together. Get it together.
oh, okay, guys. I think we got time for one more. Since that was quick, we quickly just we agreed on that real quick. So that looks. So I guess that's why we're able to move on to another one. Okay, let's see. Oh, do you believe money makes you happy?
To a certain extent.
Hmm. What extent you feel like you think, Jason?
Because in order, I don't know, most entertainment involves you spending money.
Hmm.
Um, money is also the root of all evil. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so to an extent, because I don't know, like maybe a year or so ago, I was asking and, praying for a better paying job and stuff like
Hmm.
that. And I got that,
Hmm.
but it don't feel like I got it because my spending habits are bad. So when you have, I don't know, when I had more money starting to come in, it didn't feel like it because I was still dishing it out as fast as it
Right,
was coming in. So
right.
yeah, it's
Okay.
not always good.
Yeah. I would say money, it doesn't make me happy, but it does add to some things that I'm able to accomplish and do in life.
Hmm.
But like my like happiness, it comes from like the happiness comes from within. It's not the things or the people that who actually surround me or who I'm around. But the happiness, the joy, the peace that I get, it's not from like the things or people. It's something that comes from within for me. Now again, money does add to, I'm grateful for entrepreneurship and for career, and it adds to getting bills and being able to make purchases and things. But
Hmm.
the happiness that I have, it's just something that comes from within,
Yeah,
that's internal, that comes from within for me.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I don't necessarily think that money makes one happy. The things that you can do with money can make you happy. Like I'm happy. I want to go shoe shopping and I
Yeah.
can't right now. Buying
Mhm.
shoes makes me happy. And I
Mhm.
think money makes things easier
Yeah,
sometimes,
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
you
yeah.
know. And so that's my answer to that.
Well, I think that money makes you comfortable.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, it can make you comfortable, and I feel like it can reduce stress in your life.
Hmm.
because there was a time as I was a divorced mother with 4 young kids,
Mm-hmm.
and money was very scarce. And so I had a chance to be in a situation where, I mean, I would just have my last dime until, the next paycheck. And then, I've gotten, blessed and got a chance to have more than enough money than
Mm-hmm.
I need. So I feel like that I went through a season of learning money lessons. And I feel like I had to learn how to be a shepherd of money and how to use money. And I had to like create a new relationship with money.
Mm-hmm.
And that relationship is that I developed that money is just a tool, a man-made tool, and the only value is what we give it. Is
Mm-hmm.
actually a piece of paper. So you could take that money in America to another country, and it may have more value, it may have less value. If we had another planet we could go to, it may have zero value. So at the end of the day, kind of off of what Ranika said, the value has to come from within. And what you do with the money is
Good.
just a tool to like as a tool, as a bridge, but the value has to come from inside. And then that money is just like a bridge to something. So it don't money don't mean a lot to me. I just see it as a tool to reduce stress, to maybe bring comfort, and then I need to make good. And to me, I like to make people happy if I can with that tool. If I can give
Mhm.
something to me, if money for me, it will make me happy. If I was just able to give somebody something that was once in a position I was in when I had a
Mm,
dime. So
Mm-hmm.
those things was how money can make me happy, is being able to give back to someone that was in the shoes I was in.
that's
That's
good.
good.
I
Very
So
guess
good.
I'm at that point too, is where I need to reestablish my relationship with money and
mhm.
my spending habits too, because they're bad. I
I
gotta
okay.
I have an accountant now though, so she's gonna help me
Okay.
get
Good.
on track.
Good.
Good for
Oh,
you.
oh my God, that is so awesome. At
Yes.
25, you got an
Yes.
accountant. Let me
Yes.
tell
Yeah.
you. See, that's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about for the next generation. You won't be doing this for a long time. Look on out of spending out of control and all that until you 50 or something. So
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
at least you'll get it together early. So this is what this all about. She became me. It's all about just getting you guys to become you before don't spend a long time in the dark. As we
Mm-hmm.
say,
Mhm.
finding your light. Man, Jasmine, you are really inspiration, for a young person. You really are doing a great job,
She is.
excellent job with
Thank you.
displaying and finding that light. So don't think
Thank
that you're
you.
not doing it, because girl, you're doing it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm surrounded by very powerful women, so I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate you guys too, because I really do look up to you guys.
Okay, thank you. We
Thank you.
appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank
Well,
you.
guys, it's coming to that time where we must say goodbye. And until next time, we'll see you.
All
Bye bye.
right. Bye.